Yeah. Oh wait, did I forget to put the game in? I did. It still says Bakugan.
I noticed, but then I realized I didn't have headphones on, so at that point.
Oh man, Bakugan was on the Xbox?
Yeah, both of them, both games for
Jeez,
Bakugan.
I thought they were only on the Wii.
No, they got Wii, they got PS3, they got Xbox 360. I think they got some DS.
Dang, the coverage.
They might be on
Man,
PS2 as well. Who knows?
now I'm thinking about Conrad. Maybe I'll have to play that after I get out of work tomorrow.
Yeah, Katamari's good. I got
I haven't
all the
actually,
ones I
like,
can
sat
play
down
on the
and played
consoles
them
I have.
forever. I have the only one I don't have. The only Katamari game I don't have is the 360 one, but I also don't own a 360. So
Yeah, I don't have a PS3 one because I don't have a PS3, which is weird because I'm a weeb. But
yeah, no, I yeah, the handheld one or handhold handheld ones because they're good. It's one of my favorite series. That's just all there is to it.
I'm tired of Bakugan games hand-holding me all the way through.
I love the Bakugan game is actually pretty good. We made a cornrow cowboy.
Yeah,
We
Torps was real mad
It
about it.
took place 360,000, no, 14,000 years ago. Wow. To me, it seems like only yesterday.
This was
Gamebryo
Could be
Lightspeed.
tomorrow. It's the story
this game
of
got
life.
pretty loud, so let me know if it's okay now.
No,
What is
it's only
this?
two different
This is El
names.
Shaddai.
Oh, right.
What should I call him?
I was confused at just seeing the eye at close range.
I'm not too familiar with this game. What exactly is it? Like what kind of game?
Okay, so we're gonna get some real talk in here as soon as I turn it down on my TV too.
Good guy.
Just a second.
I like this so far. It took place 36,000 or 360,000 years ago. Wait, nope, 14.
Oh well.
So far, I like this. It's strong.
So El Shaddai, essentially the Metatron, is like a hack and slash game.
Well, I
It's
beat him up.
Yeah, it's like a beat 'em up game, based on an apocryphal, biblical text.
Okay?
Yes.
That sounds pretty cool.
Called the Book of Enoch, which tells the story of a number of angels who came to Earth and started breeding with humans, creating what's the name that they use for the half humans, half angels?
Nephilim?
Yeah, Nephilim.
The armor okay? If not,
And
Okay.
so this tells the story of Enoch, who is a human, who ends up like finding these angels and helping to send them back to heaven, and eventually he is believed to have been brought to heaven, much in the same way that Elijah was, where before he died he showed up in heaven.
I did appreciate in the intro with it where it was just like with like the background like text where it was just like, let me tell you about a man named Enoch, and then it was just like Enoch.
not to follow us. Have it your own way.
This game's very lovingly overdramatic like that a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
On your feet, Enoch. You get more than one chance.
So
you
one
know.
thing to note about this game is it definitely uses like a more, maybe a more like what's it? I guess a more biblical version of the angels as well, that they're not just like beautiful humans.
Mm-hmm.
Like Azazel, who we just saw, was like kind of this weird like Cyclops kind of thing.
Oh my god, that's a good armor.
Anyways, as far as I understand, from so most religions don't believe in this as like canonical. Just a couple
Right.
sects, I think, of Judaism, and so As far as I understand, it's a pretty dry reading. It's just like kind of listing all the angels that came and all the Nephilim that came out of it and things like that.
And then you fight them.
Then you fight them. That doesn't happen in the book. They just kind of go to heaven eventually, and they just talk about them. So this is a very liberal
It's time,
reading.
You ready to
They
leave?
have cell phones in this game.
I got
Well,
it.
yeah.
Hey,
Cool.
looking forward
Yeah,
to
so
this trip.
your cell phone has to get reception in hell as you go.
I mean,
You've been
obviously.
on the road for some time, have you?
Well, it's not how the trains always ran in time in fascist Italy. Hell may be a terrible place, but your cell phone, you got reach everywhere.
Enoch, you sure that's enough
There's-
armor?
This font is very like
Right.
it feels very reminiscent of a lot of Japanese games, I feel like.
Hmm.
I definitely remember it from Zero Escape for the subtitles.
Yeah, it is a little.
And I feel like I've
familiar.
recognized it from other games that I just can't name right now.
Oh, for the subtitles?
Yeah. You'll see the font again.
Yeah. Or I'm
those
probably
figures
seen
in
it
the
before.
They're making
too.
a like sequel to this game, sort of, or at least it's in the same
Try and
universe.
reach them.
Yeah, I noticed that people are working on a new game. I didn't know that was a sequel.
Yeah, it's attached to this. Enoch shows up in it, but it's
Hmm.
like 10,000 years in the future.
Wow.
I do appreciate when games do like a cell shading with like faux like watercolor.
Yeah.
I like when
These
games
humans
do
use
that.
are all based on wisdom from
Yeah, it's a
heaven.
very specific style, but it's neat.
Like I really love that. It's one of the things that really kind of initially kind of pulled me in for like Valkyria Chronicles. You know.
Yeah, this gets very, I think visually very striking. It's a very
Yeah, it's a
cool
lovely
game.
looking game.
Try jumping to those figures.
Yeah, a lot of really good like contrasts in like the visuals.
This is a game that I definitely feel like never got even a tenth of the recognition it deserved. Because it's so neat.
It's just, yeah, it's a lot of things. Like, I've only I've never really played it a lot, but it's just like it's just cool, I feel.
Yeah.
Like,
Enoch,
this all is very striking, this is all very
humans
neat.
have a unique gift.
Look
the
at this so
power of
far.
choice. Free
It's
will
definitely got a
to follow
mood
the
to
path
it
they
that's,
desire.
like, really well done.
So choose your path carefully. The future of mankind depends.
Because this
on
was, the Book of Enoch depicts, because Enoch is, I think, the grandfather of Noah. This depicts the first time that God prepares a flood for humanity.
Yeah.
Okay.
it. If you're
And
not
Enoch
ready
sends
to
the
bear
angels
arms,
back
this
to
is
heaven,
what
and
God's
they
weapon.
end up not going through with it until Noah.
This is Old Testament God, aka extremely cranky God.
Right, this is bitter, unforgiving God.
It's one of those little shards of wisdom the fallen angels stole.
Yeah, the idea is also that the angels have, like, given, like, they kind of did the Prometheus sort of thing with, like, the fruits of knowledge, such that humans have advanced far faster than God would like because of the meddling. Anyways, this is
Dang.
cool. You basically have, like, a bow and arrow as your weapon, but it's a melee one.
All right.
And it'll
Just
come in,
like
like,
in
different
Bleach.
styles.
I like that you're fighting the LucasArts logo, by the way.
Yeah!
It was only when various shards of God's wisdom were stolen that Semyaza's betrayal was uncovered. But by then, he, together with a Gregorian...
And you definitely see a lot of
already fled.
familiar angel names. Certainly, if you've watched Evangelion.
Man, Bowflex really upped its budget.
Another, like, strange biblical
Nicely
story.
done, Enoch.
Sure, if you've forgotten to change the stream title since Lupin the Third. Or
Oh,
not the
have
stream
I?
title, I mean the game.
The game, oops. Well, I can fix that.
Yeah.
That's like 2.5 hours.
24-hour loop and marathon.
What's that video game? This is El Shaddai.
Ah, the archangels are here.
I'm impressed that this game is getting a sequel at all. Like,
Well, you never know in these crazy days. Even Street Fighter EX is getting a sequel, but without all the Street Fighter characters.
yeah, but I mean, why do you need them? Skullomania's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Voices.
Agreed 100%.
Enoch, you must return the fallen angels to heaven.
Really pretty game.
That is your mission.
Like, there's a weird sort of, like,
Don't worry.
fascination with this as well as, like, basically biblical fan fiction in a way that, like, isn't usually done.
Careful now. We're
And that it's like,
crossing
what if we took these, like, ideas and basically turned it into an action
Once we
thing?
reach the
Like,
veil, we'll be on Earth.
there's a weird, and I guess it's not weird, but there's definitely, like, a boundary a lot of people draw when it comes to, like, religiously based stories, and this, like, crosses all of them.
7 years have fallen to Earth. Big mistake.
Well, apparently the sequel is already out in Japan. I didn't know about that at all.
Right, it was coming out early next year, I believe is the date for the West.
Yes.
Maybe called The Lost Child? I'm not.
It's called The Lost Child, yeah.
Okay.
Azazel, leader of the Grigori, and Semyaza's right-hand man.
It's just gonna be a bunch of like the gameplay is just gonna be like the action RPG stuff, like,
Ezekiel.
or do they like? Is it one of those games where they mix up a lot of stuff on you?
I don't think they mix up a ton, but again, I haven't ever played super far into this.
No, there's like some light platforming and a little bit of puzzle solving. Like, think Devil May Cry, basically.
Good luck.
Ah, okay.
Just maybe not as deep.
No, definitely not.
I guess it kind of has the same sort of, like, almost campy
Don't let his
style.
love fool you.
Oh, as Devil May Cry.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, just sort of the way that it, like, plays with sort of, like, well-respected, like, mythology, I guess.
Huh.
El Shaddai is just weird, and it's cool that it got made,
Yeah.
and that it's getting a sequel.
Yeah, no, I'm digging this. Like, this is probably my kind of weird ass game to play. Yeah.
Semyaza. You know the boss. Used to be an elder on the
Now,
council.
Baragel is actually Yiddish for bagel. Letting y'all know. It's not. I made that up.
Okay. I can't believe it. Uh-oh, Gooman.
I think bagel is actually Yiddish all on its own. That's where it came from. I know the LucasArts logo is back, but now with no head. It's because it got killed by Disney.
Okay, so I believe that X and triangle are the same attack button.
I think so, yeah.
Like, this is my worst finger.
Coach, what have these goofy boys ever done to you?
Well, they're, I believe, servants of the fallen angels.
Oh.
Look, not my choice. As the only thing stopping humanity from being flooded, I have to do something.
You're right. These things have moves, though. They should have been in Persona 4 dancing all night.
Oh, that would be cool.
Hell yeah.
Instead of Itachi.
Who was Who was behind this? I don't remember off the top of my head. Was it anyone?
It is, I think, a company called Ignition, who also
Okay.
made the obscure games.
Huh.
I don't think they're like super notable for
Was
anything.
this localized by like NIS or?
No, it was localized by a division of Disney.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you can believe it.
This is it. Your journey begins here.
Someone shared me on Twitter and just said, I don't know who this person is, but everyone deserves to experience El Shaddai at least once in some form. So, like,
That's
cool.
lovely.
I love this fan recognition. Anyways, welcome to Earth.
Wow.
It's crystalline.
Let our voices be a light unto your path.
God, like, oh man, just the visual style of this is like, oh.
Yeah. It's a really pretty game.
Yeah, this game has a lot going for it
Mm-hmm.
on the aesthetic level. So, I assume that all of these enemy names are, like, embedded in some sort of, like, biblical or, like, Hebrew kind of naming scheme.
Probably.
Show love, mercy, and forgiveness in the name of
I don't know about any Hebrew folklore characters called Ramp, though. I didn't know they had skateboards back in the day.
Tony Hawk stole the 900 from the Bible.
That was a mythical artifact.
Also, he stole the goo.
The goose
Oh,
stands for
no!
blue one.
We are at your side, always.
This is definitely, I think, peak sort of like that particular Japanese style of like appropriating religious material without like any of the context behind it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
using it for aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's just so much of it in this game.
Well, do you think this game is more of that or Asuro's Wrath?
Oh, that's a good question, because Asura's Wrath does that with a different set of
Yeah.
religious figures.
And that's their own religion, at least, so I guess it doesn't count as
At
appropriation.
least parts of it are, I think. Like,
Yeah.
not all of it, but... This is definitely more than, like, even, like, again, we brought it up earlier, like, Evangelion.
Yeah. I'm glad that in the last console generation, Blasphemous beat 'em up was like a genre.
Because there was, what, Heavenly Sword, God of War, this?
This Asura's Wrath, Dante's Inferno. I guess Darksiders,
Yeah.
sort of.
Okay, sure, because it's got the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yeah, it's got like God and the Devil and angels and all that. Bayonetta
Games are
as well.
always- These kind of games are always actually kind of great because it's just like experiencing parts of like your culture that like double removed from you, so you're kind of like
Yeah.
seeing it through like the eyes of someone who doesn't quite get it. It's kind of fun where you're like, oh, okay. Or it's
Yeah.
like, you know, the extent of like someone who like goes, oh man, that'd be a cool story, and then they just make a story based on it.
Right, like, who picks, like, of all things to pick from in, like, Christian mythology, who picks this, like, apocryphal book of the Bible that, like, most people don't even have or can agree on a translation for? Like...
That's because it was originally written in Japanese. That's why it's so hard to translate.
Oh, okay, well, sure. The Book of Enoch somehow made it to Japan.
Yeah.
and like the fact that like your weapon acts differently depending on how many enemies you kill, and you have to purify it, like wiping the blood off your sword, is like way cool.
It's just like Onechambara.
Also, isn't this game such that until you beat it the first time, you don't have a HUD, so you don't even know how well you're doing?
I think so. Yeah.
Also, here's here's some religious cell phones.
What's the matter? You don't trust me?
Well, how else are you gonna talk to God?
I guess. Well, I'd say so far so good.
Sometimes there's just no burning bushes around.
You know I could never say no to you.
Bow and arrow and more just like a bandsaw.
Someone's asking how long this is. Someone go to how long to beat.
Alright,
I think it's
catch you
about
later.
7
It's not a
hours.
super long game.
Yeah.
Is it one of those games where it actually rewards you for playing twice, or it's just you have a HUD now?
I know it gives you the HUD. I don't know if it exposes anything else about the game.
Okay. It's not like one of those things where it's like, you know, like where you play through like Wind Waker, and then you get to hear then you get to read, you know, all the stuff that like the Elder Gods said. You get to understand them finally.
Yeah, I don't
No.
think it's quite like that.
Or like Final Fantasy X, where you can finally understand what's it
Elbed.
called?
Right?
Yeah. Where it's like you have it translated now. Cool.
Though to be fair, if there's one person who doesn't need to understand the Elbed, it's probably you, and it's more likely Waka.
This How Long to Beat says 8.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
17 LP episodes.
Right?
That's how I measure all of my video game playing now.
And just time in general.
Yeah. Sorry, it's gonna take me at least 3 LP episodes to finish this job, boss. Oh, I just realized he's basically got chaps on.
Yeah.
The Cyber Cowboy.
I didn't even like register the jeans. God, the designs for everything are just cool.
I'm not sure if that's the word I would use, but
No, not for that. I'm talking about this angel that just popped up.
oh yeah.
Like, they're supposed to be sort of indescribable. And it's always like, oh, it looks like a blonde babe kind of thing, It's cool to see them kind of, again, going into sort of these, like, abstract ideas. Someone says that GameFAQs says that beating the video game just gives you, like, extra outfits and modes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Every time I go into full screen, the chat gets scrolled way up for some reason.
And if you want to repent to any of your sins, you can always give to my donation bag at
Nice.
youcarrying.com.
Nice.
Someone put the link in the chat.
He's either very confident.
I will put the link in the chat.
Thank you.
Is that
Okay.
right?
Or very
Oh, I
Oh,
want a
I
mod.
should bring up the link.
We've got to bring it back.
Did I mod you yet?
Or things are gonna get
No, I guess not. Well, now I'm
I'm gonna mod
leaving.
you.
I'm offended.
I'm sorry. You're a mod.
I'm offended for Jordan.
I accidentally modded Jay
I'm
4
offended.
times because I didn't know how it worked.
Okay, Jay deserves to be 4 mods.
Absolutely. In a trench coat.
Right?
This is it to go into a rated R movie. It's like, I'm a mod.
That's me. 1 mod, definitely not 4.
The world's biggest mod.
The biggest and most adult and grown-up mod. Let me in.
Let me go see Jigsaw.
I love puzzles.
Oh no.
This item repairs your armor.
Oh, whoops. Hey, platforming.
Cool.
Oh, well. Hey, do as I say, not as I do. Platform.
Yeah.
So does most of the world look like this, or do you end up with like different kinds of aesthetics over time?
I think it's just this area.
No, there are slightly different locations. But the game is overwhelmingly blue and white.
Okay.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll find them quickly, Enoch.
Oh! Guess what? I think they,
What?
you can fight in the loading screen. Or the cutscene.
Oh yeah.
Like, during the credits. This is cool as hell.
We are at your
Mhm.
side, always.
Because I guess technically it's not, like, a loading screen game. Or did the
Oh, yeah, I
patent
guess
go off
so.
by this point?
Something about
No, not yet. It only went up like I think last year.
That's so messed up.
Yeah.
No need to rush. There's plenty of time. In fact, all the time in the world.
They didn't even make good use of it. Like I think at some point they stopped putting in loading screen games into Tekken.
That's so messed up.
Yeah, I don't even know if the Dragon Ball Z games still have them.
Well, that's why I'm glad they had to give that up.
After you.
Yeah.
You must change your name.
The tower is a lie. It does not exist.
I think the biggest issues with the canonity of the Book of Enoch is that they can't. No one can seem to pin down a time frame for when it was written, because it seems like it's written in multiple like phases, and also it seems like they don't know whether or not it's you know, it was divinely written or not.
Right. Well, maybe it was written by multiple people, like the Odyssey.
Yeah, but they can't like figure that out, and sort of like
Yeah.
it's hard to tell with like the way that they use tense. And also, I think that the entirety of Enoch maybe isn't like available. Like I
Oh,
think they
geez.
haven't found all of it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
You have been granted the gift of immortality.
That's the same with the Odyssey as well. Like, it's generally believed that Odyssey and Iliad are like 2 parts of an 8-part story.
So they think that there's like 6 other things lying around that we just
Yeah.
can't find.
I'm not going anywhere.
Well, it might not be anywhere. Like, it might have been passed down through oral tradition, but never written down.
Oh, and then we just lost it.
Gift for you.
Yeah.
Damn. Just things like that. It's like a real shame that we lose like what seem to be very important parts of culture like that.
For sure. I was reading a book about English history or British history for college a while ago, and there was a lot. Like, one thing that kept returning is oral traditions being written down by monks and them like totally malforming it by inserting their own stances and opinions.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, you chose to ignore.
They're just like politicians, am I right?
Yeah. Please donate to ucaring.com/tropeswayandfamily-986629 so that tropes can continue to malform your opinion of video games.
That's right. They're good.
Yeah.
You can also hear me talk like I actually know a lot about biblical canon, which I don't.
Well, I didn't even have cannons back in that day, so.
Thanks. God, oh, the visual design is just, ugh, it's so good. Oh,
Yeah.
I warned you not to follow us. Have it your own way.
Sometimes you just have to stand on the giant John Lennon lens.
yeah. Oh wait, that's not card. Shit, which one's card? Fuck. That's card. Okay, got it.
Oh dear.
It's also cool that you just can just revive yourself when you die.
Yeah, that's neat.
Like it's a good way of like making things matter while not like punishing the player for, you know.
Yeah. Reminds me a little bit of the first Prey.
This is the last time.
Where if you die, you'd be sent to like a ghost world where you'd have to shoot angels to get your health
Oh
back.
right, yeah, that.
Yeah,
And if you died there, then you died.
I think so.
He is a freeman. He will give you information on conditions inside the tower.
How long do you think you want to play this game for?
I don't know, at least 20 more minutes for the hour.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was getting at. Do you think you'd like me to take over for a bit again at some point?
If you'd like. I mean, I don't know how you're doing. If you're still waking up, I can keep going for a bit.
No, I'm pretty well awake at
I'm
this
doing
point.
surprisingly well, I feel.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be right now, but like if you're ever getting too tired and you need a
Right.
break or anything.
No weapon right now. Ah.
Hey, remember, your fists are the weapon.
True. Oh,
Great. This is not a job for bare hands. Liberate one of their arches.
I'm gonna be right back for a little bit.
okay. No problem. Let's do Whoa, sick moves. Sick moves from Enoch.
Go ahead, Enoch.
That abomination is the tower in which the fallen ones hide. Strange. I don't sense their souls within.
I can't get that one. Okay. I guess I shouldn't just break everything on the way here. Oh, I'm getting a cell phone call
Hey, sorry about that.
in the video game.
No, haven't found it yet. But we're getting close. I feel it in my bones. Okay, I'll be in touch.
Hi, it's just me right now, by the way, so I can't be paying attention to chat too much right now. But yes, Batalisk, the 69 reveal in Lupin was very nice. I'm glad someone clipped it. Oh, is Hobo still there?
Sorry.
It's okay. I wasn't sure if you had left or not, so.
Should leave before very long here, because I do have to be at work in like 7 hours.
Right. Gross. My only problem is I have to be lucid after this. Like, I can't just go to sleep because I got groceries to run. I got some other stuff to do. And so it's just like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna... This is actually the first time I've pulled, like, an all-nighter ever. I somehow avoided that throughout college, and I guess is doing it now. Feels weird to, like, not sleep. Like, not that I'm tired, but it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like I should be sleeping. Just because I'm always asleep by this point, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't have to play after the tacos. That was a rough...
Oh
rough
man,
bit.
I bet. I bet.
I think Jay went and took a nap afterwards.
That
Which I can't
seems
blame him
reasonable.
for.
Yeah, I remember when like, because I really just don't eat Taco Bell. I remember like having it for like the first time in like 2 or 3 years, and I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. I don't know why I never do this. And then I was like, oh yeah, now I remember why I never do this.
I think I've only ever eaten in Taco Bell as an adult for the Dolo Throdo.
Huh?
Okay, so Green Punch 70 says, hey, first time here, game looks interesting. Is it solo? Yes. I don't believe there's any co-op or multiplayer aspect to El Shaddai. I believe it's single player only. I wonder if this would get a re-release with the sequel coming out, or if it's one of those things where like the sequel's so removed that you don't have to have the context of this. I was just thinking about this. You ever get into like Vanillaware as a games company, Hobo?
Really? Really just
Muramasa?
Odin Sphere.
Okay.
And I've been playing the remake for
Right, Leaf
four.
Browser.
Yeah, and that is super good.
Yeah, I keep meaning to
Like
pick it up.
there's all the clunky things that were taken out that I miss, but I 100% understand why they've streamlined that stuff. It's just a better, tighter game.
Okay. I was thinking about that
But
because
like the part of me that loves clunky is still really sentimental about the original game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never played the original, so I've been interested in the remake. And I was thinking about it because I recently saw the trailer for that new game they're making, 13 Sentinels. And it's the Vanillaware art style, but they're also doing like big robot stuff in it, which seems pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Also, if you want to see new visual stuff, this chapter 2 first level is a treat. You should keep that stream open for this, because it definitely changed.
Back and start playing more of Wooden Sphere, because getting back to the point that I was in the original game, I remember like I hit a wall when like you finish with like everyone's regular chapters and you gotta start basically just doing like the boss rush towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like was like who I remember just I think it was just fatigue with the game, but then also just like I remember there being a couple parts that were just kind of brutal, but maybe I'm just remembering incorrectly.
Yeah, I started playing Muramasa on the Vita, and that's a pretty good game. It's like very simple, but I think it's effective for what it wants to do.
It's a similar kind of playstyle, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, kinda, pretty much. And also, like, does Odin Sphere have a lot of like food?
Yes, that's your experience.
Okay.
If you level up is by eating. I mean, like you gain experience by defeating enemies, but like
right.
It's such a small percentage compared.
It's the same way in Muramasa, and just like, man, that is some good-looking food.
Oh yeah. Typically, you want to eat like cooked food because you'll get all this bonus experience and stuff.
Like Vanillaware, if nothing else, has just like a really like strong sense of style.
Mm-hmm. True.
Are you seeing? Have you gotten this far yet? I don't know how far back you are.
Far, that's far. World clones. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking. Well, I'm talking about now. This the visual style of this area. Since you asked if it got different.
Are the people celebrating?
No, we're to that.
Okay.
I really like the slow motion like fireworks and stuff I'm seeing in the background. That's
yeah,
pretty...
all the stuff going on, and but you can see like the civilization underneath all of this.
Cool.
God, ugh, what a treasure of a game. Look, you may think to yourself, Torps, you say you're going to LP every game, but what if I LP'd this game?
But what if? Really like the style of the background.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Yeah, and the fact that it's not really chugging is cool too. Because you definitely have some games that are like really good looking, and then they just
We found it.
chug, you know?
No doubt about it.
That's true. Yeah, it's a very fluid kind of experience.
Don't worry. It's not going to be a problem. He's going to be able to stop him. All right, bye.
Someone says they're still lost on the context of the game. Well, again, we're 2 generations before Noah from the Bible. Angels have appeared on Earth and started breeding with humans and bringing heavenly knowledge, and we're here to send them back to heaven so that God does not bring a great flood upon us.
We're here living in sin.
It's true. Well, we're trying to fix that.
Oh no.
When even the angels are living in sin, you know that society has gone downhill.
The angels are just too horny.
They're just like, oh, human women, am I right? Actually, I guess it could be anyone, because angels are genderless. So, you know, whatever you want. Oh.
Counterattacks don't seem to work.
Oh, more moves.
Oh,
Ah, cool move. Do a cool move.
ooze.
Love when they do the cool move.
I think I like this aesthetic more than like the blue and white.
Yeah, I can see that. This definitely has like a... I think it's definitely a stronger aesthetic. Whereas I feel like the blue and white is like all atmosphere. You know?
Yeah. It kind of gets dull faster, the blue and white.
Yeah, I can see that. Whereas this, there's just like a lot to see.
Yeah. Well, it's like the bright colors really stand out more when you have all the black. So.
You know, I should have thought of downloading Captain Bible and the Dome of Darkness to go along with this, but no. I don't want to get DOSBox working, and I don't want to play Captain Bible and the Dome of Darkness.
Without strife.
Down.
But Teak wanted it, so...
a little chaser.
Teak wanted it, but also he's not here, so, you know. Let's see if maybe we can find a boss before we quit out here.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah.
Hi, Jordan.
Was
Welcome back.
Jordan? Wait, I can't. Let me try refreshing.
Okay. Jordan, look at the cool place we are at.
Yeah, this place is really cool. I like the fireworks.
Hello.
I like that all the buildings have seem to have a lot of eyes.
Yeah. But I don't know if I would say I like that. I think it's a little scary.
It's interesting. It's unnerving, which I think is, you know, appropriate.
Yeah.
Oh, spooky. I really love the fireworks. Just the really long cascading lines. I really like that. It is really interesting to me to think that, like, not having a HUD at all has not really seemed to negatively impact this game a lot.
Yeah, like you lose armor when you get hurt in big amounts, like you saw with the bosses. So like, I don't feel like it actually affects much of anything.
I mean, obviously, it's worth not having it around because it just looks way more stunning without it. But it's
Yeah,
like you
you
don't really need it, so it works.
Yeah,
out.
you take so much more in without the HUD.
It feels like most information in this game can be conveyed without the use of HUDs. So
Yeah,
I
totally.
think it's pretty fair.
What a cool move.
Yeah.
There's a cool move. Whoosh. I just gotta be able to hit people with it. That's the problem with video games. They let you do cool stuff, but like then you don't always hit with it, and you look like a fool.
Yeah. I don't know, that's not limited to video games.
I guess you're right.
Ah.
Life lets you do cool stuff, but you know.
It's true. It's a cool move.
It seems weird living in a place like this.
I'm sure you get used to it eventually.
I guess so. Plus, like, the idea is that they've gotten, like, forbidden heavenly knowledge, so I assume that, like, they're living on a different plane. They're living in 3017.
Yeah.
Knowledge. They have like all the spoilers to everything.
Dang. That must
They're
suck.
going around, they're like, ha, I already know that Dumbledore dies. And the book hasn't been written for 30,000 years.
What's it gotta be like to know everything about like a whole bunch of media that you hate and doesn't exist yet?
We got ourselves a situation. We just gotta trust him.
You guys want to see if
Talk
we
to you
can make
later.
it to a boss, or you want to see a different game?
You can try for a boss, sure. I don't know what the chat thinks about that.
Yeah, we'll see what the chat has to say. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go check out this guy while they say what they want to do. He's got a message.
And we've got a message too. If you can, please donate to alleviate Shorps' financial situation. The link is in the stream description, and I'll put it in the chat as well.
Oh yeah.
We're less than $500 away from the goal.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
We could make it 6 more hours.
Yeah.
And if you can donate, then please, or if you can't donate, then please consider sharing this stream around.
Yeah, someone's
According
got
to
to be
you
up right
caring,
now, right?
every share can raise $36.
It said 37 for me, I guess.
Oh yeah, 37. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
The consensus.
I was gonna say, oh no, the worth went down.
No,
Alright.
the consensus seems to be to move on.
All right. Oh, what are we gonna do then?
Did you want to do Katamari?
Yeah, you know what? Before Hobo goes, let's do Katamari.
Yeah.
Aw. Cool.
Xbox, go home.
God